Dale Earnhardt Jr. was a serious title contender in the early 2000s. His prime years were from 2000 to 2004, with 2004 being his best season. Man, that season was magical. It was the very first year I had watched NASCAR for an entire season, with the 2004 Daytona 500 being the first race I ever saw flag to flag. And when Dale Earnhardt Jr. won, I naturally became a fan. This was when Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s career was at its peak on and off the racetrack. I mean, you know you're popping when you have your own bucket of KFC chicken and your own shrimp cup from Long John Silver's. Man, the sport was big back in the day.
It's a good looking cup.
At the beginning of the 2004 season, Earnhardt Jr. showed that he could become a real threat for the 2004 Nextel Cup Series title.
No problem with fuel.
Fans come to their feet as Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart take the white flag. We're in the final lap of the Daytona 500. Jr. took the lead from Tony Stewart with 19 laps to go after he trailed Stewart's orange Chevrolet for much of the central part of the race. Now he's got to hang on for 3/4 of a lap to earn a victory in the sport's biggest event. Stewart not close enough to make a move yet. It's all going to come down to whether Earnhardt has a bobble or a problem in this final third of a lap.
Yeah, you can't get emotional yet because you've got to get off turn 4 and back to the start-finish line.
You can see it now.
The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
Got it. Man, great run for Wimmer, too. Fantastic.
Tony Stewart second, Scott Wimmer third, Kevin Harvick fourth, and Jimmy Johnson fifth. For Dale Earnhardt Jr., his first victory in the 500 in his 5th try.
And you know, guys, last week we stood up here in this booth and we questioned, okay, is this now showing an inconsistency of championship form? When you come back from a run like last week to possibly win this race as we have one to go, yes, that shows championship contention.
Car really, it's awesome right now. That's as good as it gets. He's right out there rim riding.
And that was the key to Matt Kenseth last year. Make the car better as the day goes on so that the car is at its best at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they've done that today with Junior's car all day long. They just kept improving, and the weather came to them too, I believe.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Golden Corral 500, climbs to 3rd in the point standings as he notches his 11th career victory and his 5th on a non-restrictor plate racetrack.
And Darrell, you mentioned 122,000 people. I think all of us standing up as he came across the finish line. Jeremy Mayfield comes home second, Casey Kane third, Jimmy Johnson fourth, and Ryan Newman fifth.
Darrell, you're surprised at Junior's dominance over these last 100 laps?
Well, I just think Larry and I sometimes fail to realize how important track position is. He restarted right there in the front, and I mean, he hadn't had to race anybody. It's paid off.
White flag this time.
Flag this time. All clear. Outside.
Boy, Junior just suddenly slowed. I guess he just didn't want to get involved with anything there. Got plenty of room between he and the second place car.
He can take his time.
All right, you're the man. That thing was awesome tonight. Good call on the pits, guys.
Coming off turn 4 for his 12th career win, Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Chevy American Revolution 400.
In 9 of the first 18 races of the 2004 season, Earnhardt Jr. was the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series points leader. He hadn't really experienced adversity through the first half of the season, but that would all change at Sonoma.
NASCAR star Dale Earnhardt Jr. suffered what we are told are minor injuries in a frightening crash and fire this morning during practice for today's American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Sonoma at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. Earnhardt was scheduled to drive in a single appearance in the Sports Car Series on this off weekend on the NASCAR Nextel Cup schedule, sharing a GTS Class factory Corvette with road racing veteran Boris Said. Now, we do have pictures from Sonoma. Second yellow car in line disappearing behind the wall. Earnhardt apparently lost traction and spun hard into the concrete with the back of the car first. As it came to a stop on track, it burst into flames. Apparently, the fuel cell or the connectors to that cell were compromised. You see a large amount of fuel on the ground. From on board the car, here's the impact. You'll also see a shot from inside the car as Earnhardt was apparently dazed in the impact. And although it's rather frightening to look at, you'll see that he immediately started to get himself out of the car.
Despite his burns, Earnhardt Jr. would still continue to race for the 2004 season, although he would have to get out of his car early in 2 straight races at both New Hampshire and Pocono. Although Junior's summer was up and down, he would go on to make history at Bristol, becoming the first driver to sweep both the Busch and the Nextel Cup Series races.
He was hurt, and he still is in contention.
I'll tell you what, it's great. These next 2 weeks are going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of pressure right now on top 15.
Coming around to 2 to go for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He will have led 294 laps tonight of the 500. His father won here 9 times. He's trying for his first.
And what he does not want to see is
White flag this time by.
a caution flag. Let me get that white flag, he said. Please let me get that white flag.
And here it is, final lap for Dale Earnhardt Jr. 160,000 here at Bristol on their feet. Heavily partisan crowd at a place where his father had so much success. He won the Daytona 500 earlier this year. He'll add another of NASCAR's majors to his resume tonight as Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Sharpie 500 at Bristol.
Hey! That's awesome! Good job, Yuri! Hell yeah!
He would go on to finish 3rd in the regular season standings, but when the chase started, he showed immediately that he had the speed to compete for a Cup Series title. He would start off his title hunt well by winning his 5th race of the season at Talladega, but he would be docked 25 driver's points for saying this.
What does it mean to win here, not only once, but to win here 5 times?
Well, it don't mean shit right now. Daddy's done won here 10 times, so
Ugh, you idiot. But that wasn't what cost Earnhardt Jr. the title. 2 wrecks at both Martinsville and Atlanta would cause his title hopes to dwindle. He would salvage what was left of the rest of the chase for the Cup as he would get his 6th and final win of the season at Phoenix. So his 2004 stats are this: 6 wins, 16 top 5s, 21 top 10s, an average finish of 12.1, and would finish 5th in the standings. After the season, Junior and Tony Eury Sr. would split up, and Junior would only win 2 more races for DEI before he would leave in 2007 for Hendrick Motorsports. This season holds a special place in my heart because as a little kid, watching Junior win all those races was really something. I would have to enjoy it and look back on that season for a long time because Junior would never come close to the success ever again until 2014. It makes you think back and say, what if Junior never left DEI? Or what if Teresa Earnhardt would have let Junior control some of it? Would he have won a championship? All these what if questions will never be answered. And that'll do it for another video on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.